Grand Rising, happy Friday. Welcome to the Vegan's World. I'm Thrilla. I'm getting a lot of questions asking why I became vegan. How am I able to stay the course? And what are some of the things and how long it's been? So I'm going to give you a short synopsis, but in doing so, I'm going to post some videos. So I've always been a pretty healthy woman. Even as a little girl, I've always been pretty healthy. I, you know, worked out, go to the gym, very interested in nutrition. A couple of years ago, I started to get sick and I would go to the doctor. It was around during the COVID time, and my stomach was getting bigger and bigger. And no, I wasn't pregnant, but I started to get sick. And every time I would go, they didn't see anything, they didn't see anything. Well, that resulted in having to have a hysterectomy. I had to have a full hysterectomy, but when before that, what they found was I had 7 tumors in my stomach. I had 7 tumors, and of course, they were the C word. So that was the beginning. When I had the hysterectomy, everything was going good for a while. And then it started to have a growth. And that's going to be the reason when I started to, they said, oh, they told me you have the C word. And I was like, I'm starting to take that medicine, that poison, and that's what I'm gonna call it. And it really was just taking me down. Not to mention, you can't eat, etc. If you know anybody that has, taken it, it really messes up. So, from going, back and forth to the doctor, etc., I learned that also I don't digest meat properly. And I don't know, they still don't know whether that's from, age or having had too much of it, but everything else good. Just I don't digest meat properly. So my doctor told me to go on Mediterranean diet. I wound up doing the Mediterranean diet. Well, yes, wound up doing the Mediterranean diet for a little while. And I say diet because it was a short term thing. We were just really trying to figure out what really was going on. And yes, it was the red meat. It was the meat that was not. So if anyone knows what the Mediterranean diet is, it's mostly shellfish and stuff like that. But I still was not. I was like, no. And my doctor suggested going vegetarian. But still, and even still, I was still eating dairy. And really, after about a month or so, I was going to the doctor every month, still taking that medicine. And my stomach was still, but it was bloating really bad. So, of course, from my nutrition, no, dairy makes you bloat. So, I never had a problem with dairy, but it doesn't help with all the rest of the things. I said, vegan it is, I've always eaten more vegetables and fruit anyway, so this can't be hard. Literally, in that year that I found out, my mom passed away at the beginning of the year. Then the vehicle that I had for a while, I had a Toyota Camry. Her name was Sassy. I had to get another vehicle. Then I had a car accident. Then when I finally, and I started a new job that year. And then I found that out. And so I was horrified. So after that, it was just like, okay, I have to get myself well, even though I felt like I was losing it. And so I just really started to focus on reading up on veganism. So literally, I think what I am, I'm about to have, it's about to be 3 years. I want to say 3 years. July, and I just went full, all in, all in. And when I went all in, I noticed immediately that I started to feel better. And so I started to feel better, but they still wanted me to take that poison. So even though I started to feel better, every couple of months I still was going through it because it was like it would be good. They wouldn't find anything, and then some months pass, and then it would come back. And I couldn't understand, like, okay, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, so what what do I do? I last year I was very I was tired, and I said, help. I said, you know, spirit, God, ancestors, mom, dad, like, please help me, because my body was going through the motions, and I was trying, but it was trying. It was very, very trying. And again, as I'm still, eating my vegetables and fruits and things. So last year I started to record myself. And I would record myself, just speaking. Um, Side note, when I was a child, I had a bad speech impediment. I used to have a lisp and stutter pretty badly. So I started speaking just things that were on my mind. And this is after being vegan for a year and a half, like solid on my mind. So I literally started to, record myself talking. And it is said that when you become vegan, you can hear God's voice clearer. You can hear spirit's voice. You can hear, you know. And I started to, brain fog gone. Just they keep wanting me to take this medicine. Ugh. So when you become vegan, you have to take a lot of vitamins, and these are certain things that people don't talk about. But I mean, when I say vitamins, I still take a load of them. We'll get to that, but I still do. Just so you can operate and function properly. But in my case, I had to do different things for. So medicine, I'm not a big person on medication at all. So I already was like, mm-mm. Every now and then I would go live and speak to people, just talk, and every single day when I woke up, I would just say, how grateful I am to be alive. The one one day I woke up and I was driving to work. I still was going to work. My boss, amazing. Still driving to work. And I saw myself have an accident. It was like I had become so at peace with just, okay, this is the situation and I don't want to be in this. I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm going to figure this out because I'm I have to get well, and I know that I'm doing everything, but this is not. And after that day, I literally woke up and I was like, I have to learn how to grow food hydrophonically. And I was like, I'm telling everybody, like, oh, I have to, I don't know how to, what if anything happened? I got to learn how to grow food. I have to learn how to, and I started to grow lettuce. I love hydroponic lettuce, butter lettuce to be exact. I could eat butter lettuce and be chomping on it like it's a sandwich. Butter lettuce, mustard, I'm trying to tell you, you have never had anything that was so fresh and so good. And during that time, some of the people that were closer to me, they were going through the things they were going through. And I can be honest and say, like, I didn't want anybody worrying about me. So I was thugging it out, thugging it out. But I still was like, you know, um, being vegan, just the way I was eating was, I could tell that it was doing something for my energy, my clearness, my stamina. But I still was taking that. So I would speak, and one day, a friend of mine, I looked up and I was like, I haven't spoken with her. And I reached out and she was just like that she needed some time and stuff like that. And I just started talking to her and I just was like, giving her. And yesterday, literally, I came across some of the videos and I was looking at myself, and I was like, wow, you know, another one of my associates asked me for a clip of me speaking, and I sent it to her, and I said, I'm sorry that the video's ugly. It's not pretty at all. I said, I didn't realize how I was looking or how I was being, and she said, it's perfect. She said, you look beautiful. And I'm just like, I'm going to show you how veganism has helped me. I've always loved to cook. I got my cooking starts when I was a kid, I used to watch cooking shows all the time. Iron Chef used to be my favorite. But when I decided, okay, I'm all in on being vegan because I need to heal myself, I started experimenting in the kitchen. For myself, I learned that even cooked food doesn't digest as well for me, even if it's vegan. So I need all the vitamins and all the minerals. So that is why I predominantly eat raw. Of course, I love my fried oyster mushrooms, things like that. I do, eat some cooked vegan sometime, maybe a week out of every month. But for the most part, I eat raw, lots of salads, every now and then sandwiches, but sometimes I go all in. But I love to feed people, and I am very passionate about this because it helped to heal me. It really did help to heal me. I stopped taking that medicine last November, and yeah, I am I'm sea free since January, and just it's been 3 years. So just the fact of me changing my diet and getting everything that I need as far as, nutritionally, I'm aging backward. I promise you. So, on and off for 3 years, I was taking that poison, and I just was really trying to figure out what was going on with my body. And being vegan, like that's it. That was the thing that saved me. Like fruits and vegetables, like that is what saved me. Of course, that's not all that you can eat, but when I tell you the amount of energy that you will have, the amount of mental clarity that you will have, and like I said, I'm aging backward. Like I know I just said that to you, and you've heard me. Everyone says you do not look like, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, and that's why I dance when I'm cooking. There's going to be a lot of dancing. There's going to be a lot of singing because that's what I do when I'm cooking. So the vegan's world is going to show you how I do, and being vegan, and why I go so hard for being vegan. That's why. That's why. Because being vegan really, it really saved my life.